This is Saturday Morning Mysteries.
And we're your hosts, Alexis and Grace. Hello, good morning, and welcome back to another episode of Saturday Morning Mysteries, where we're your hosts. I'm Alexis.
I'm Grace.
And I say another episode because it's not just any episode, it's our last episode of the year.
It is.
Already.
Which is crazy.
Hard to freaking believe. Crazy. Hard to believe it. This is the end of year 3. Is this for us?
I think so.
Yeah, this is our third holiday arc. So wow, yeah.
Yes,
and
wow.
For those, that's crazy to think about. But for those of you who have been with us since day one, you know that at the end of the year, we usually take a little break. So what we do is we finish our holiday arcs. Yeah, sorry. So for us, it's the end of the year, but for you all, it's the start of the year because we record everything in advance. But for you all, the start of the year, you won't get any new episodes from us in the month of January because we finished recording all of our episodes. As of now, it's November 9th, November 9th. Oh my God, sorry, it's somebody's birthday. I gotta text somebody happy birthday today. I just remember that. But yes, it is November 9th. So we are going to finish recording today on our end, and this will be released at the end of December for the end of our holiday arc. But because the holidays are actually gearing up in the real world for us,
which are
we
chaos.
Take the rest of the year. It's chaos, so we're not able to get together and record or write scripts as often as much. So we take a month off. We don't do any episodes in January as a result of it, but Grace and I start recording at the end of January so that we can get episodes back up in February. So
yes, correct.
We're taking a little holiday break, as we call it, to celebrate the holidays, celebrate our birthdays, which both fall between like the Christmas time, New Year time. And so then we'll be back then, and I think we already know what show we're doing when we come back.
Think we do.
As we just discussed. So, and maybe for those of you who've been around with us for a while, you probably know what show we're doing because
interesting.
Yeah, well, we'll just leave it at that.
We've talked about it.
Yes, we've talked about it. So, anyways, on that note, I will hand it over to Grace to give us our last episode of the year and our last episode of the Christmas winter holiday arc.
Yes. And Alexis, it's funny that you mentioned some things in that intro. You didn't specifically say, though, the most important holidays of this time of year, although you did mention it twice in 2 different regards. Of one, you needed to text someone today, and 2, when our birthdays align. Because what I am now considering a Saturday Morning Mysteries tradition is that the last episode of the year, because it falls pretty much almost right between our 2 birthdays. I will be doing a birthday themed episode. For it's still in the holiday season.
Love
right
it.
now,
Capricorn
but we're past Christmas,
season, holiday season.
Exactly. It's a very Capricorn thing for us to do, to make it about us, because we know
ourselves.
We're the most important.
Exactly. We're always just trying to achieve. And what better way to achieve than by talking about yourself? Yeah.
Exactly.
So, hey.
Yeah, I always like to say when people are talking about their signs and stuff, they're like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. What are you? I'm like, I'm a Capricorn, which means I only know things about being a Capricorn. I don't know shit about any other signs because I don't care about them. Only mine.
I only know stuff about the signs that are relevant to my life. So like my brothers are Cancers and Scorpios, and my mom is a Sagittarius, dad is a Pisces. So I'm like, okay, I know those ones. You can't possibly expect me to know anything else. That's enough.
It doesn't relate to me. How simply, where would I make the time for it?
But
I
that's 5 different signs, calendar. So that's actually a lot.
That's
all I've got.
Amazing. So yes, today we are doing our final episode of the year as a birthday episode, and I will be recapping season 2, episode 3 of the Powerpuff Girls, entitled Birthday Bash.
Okay, so, I'm excited.
Yes, I couldn't really, hide the secret there that this was a birthday episode. I really had to tell you.
Yeah,
straight off the bat here. So we begin.
It could be Jesus's birthday, or
again, who's heard of him? Birthday. He's an old hack, old news, been there, done that.
That news is so last week.
God, exactly. So we begin our episode of the Powerpuff Girls today in the city of Townsville, or like on like the edges of Townsville, maybe like the outskirts of it. Or maybe it's better to say we begin today's episode in the prison of Townsville
Ah,
instead.
okay. Who's in
So,
there? Uh-oh.
oh yeah. So we got kind of a best of situation
Oh,
here.
okay.
So presumably based on how many like guard dogs, guards with guns, heavily locked metal doors, we're probably in a pretty dangerous ward of the
High
prison.
security. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And we zoom in to see a pair of gloved hands putting the finishing touches on a present.
Hmm.
A nice little purple bow is being tightened. And then, in a wild cackle that we know so well, we see our dear sweet chimp, Mojo Jojo,
Ah, okay.
lifting the present above his head, claiming that this is his best plan yet. As we know, for those who somehow haven't seen Powerpuff Girls or listened to our arc, which, like,
Yikes. I mean, I'm not
what?
judging, but I'm
But
definitely critiquing loudly.
but it's our birthday. As Capricorns are wont to do, I'm critiquing
We
you
are
very
critiquing very
loudly
loudly. Yeah.
with our facial expressions and our words.
No hiding it.
So, as we know, Mojo Jojo is often enemy numero uno with the grandest, often high tech plans, but is kind of a buffoon, or if you will, a baboon. But he's not a baboon. He's a
Oh,
black and
yeah.
green chimpanzee, but it sounds like buffoon.
That was cute.
So, yes, he's in like a very like cavern like prison cell. And yes, he's wrapping a present and laughing maniacally. Then we pan over to another cell in this, yes, high security ward. But instead of looking kind of like the cavernous, empty cell that Mojo's was, this one kind of just looks like a bedroom. It's got
Hmm.
lush drapes, plump pillows and comforters, a huge vanity. We've got things, accented with pure gold, probably. And we see someone tying a big pink bow on yet another present. And we see this
Okay.
person hold up the gift and say, my people will deliver this present tonight, and by tomorrow, I'll be queen.
Oh
We've got
no.
Princess Morbucks.
No. Oh no, this is bad. Okay.
Uh-huh. And as we know from our last Christmas arc, which I gotta say, one of my
Yeah.
favorite episodes you've done, Princess Morbucks is a wannabe Powerpuff Girl who is a literal child in jail with this,
Yeah.
this grown-ass monkey next to her,
Yes.
who is salty, basically, that she can't be a Powerpuff Girl. So she uses her daddy's billions of dollars to create grand schemes to usurp the Powerpuff Girls. And she isn't the good kind of brat. She is just a brat,
Hey,
period.
Brad. Yeah, before it was cool. Yeah.
Exactly. And she, again, doesn't do it right. She doesn't define it.
Mhm. No.
And we pan over once more, yet again, to another cell here. It's kind of almost like an old-timey looking cell, maybe from like, I don't know, the 40s era. It's super stark. It's just got a toilet, like three bunks that are just like chained against the wall. They're basically just like slabs. And
Hmm.
here we see yet another bow being tied. I think this one was maybe yellow. And we see arguing breaking out about how they're going to get the present. They, please note, to the destination.
Okay.
Because they, unlike Princess, don't quote unquote have people to deliver the present. But
Hmm.
for one of them in this arguing circle, triangle perhaps,
Hmm.
one of them isn't worried about it. And he's saying, we'll get it to her. See, we always find a way, don't we, boys? In a classic
Oh,
old mobster New York accent. And in this cell, we have a villain we haven't covered yet, or villains we haven't covered yet,
yeah.
the Amoeba Boys.
Oh, them. I
I know,
forgot. I was thinking it
I
was going to be
totally
someone
forgot about
else.
them too
Whoa, the
until I saw
Amoeba
this and I
Boys.
was like,
Holy shit. That's a
oh,
deep cut. Man.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, we've got the
Whoa.
best of and then the Amoeba Boys.
Yeah, but no,
If
but
you
now that you
will.
say it, I'm like, oh my God, yes, how could we forget about the Amoeba Boys?
I
Because now that you
know.
mention it, I'm like, well, yes, where have they been? I forgot about
Yes.
them.
Yeah, they haven't made an
Yeah,
appearance somehow in our arcs yet.
they are a much deeper cut. You're right, though, than like Mojo
Yes.
and Princess. Those are like, yeah, some of the best of. And then,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So
Okay,
since we
cool.
haven't, yes, covered them yet, for quick refresher for everyone as well, they are a trio of literal giant amoebas who are, single cell organisms, et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera. They're wearing fedoras, and one of them has like a black cap. There are three of them named Bossman, Slim, and Junior. And even though they talk in this tough guy gangster way, it's low-key like an ongoing joke that like because they're amoebas, they're like so primitive and underdeveloped that they can't actually be like serious criminals. They like, literally do not have a brain at this point in their
Yeah.
development. So they're kind of like the butt of the joke in the villain world.
Yeah.
And like we see this low key kind of quickly because their solution to get the present to the destination is to just flush it down the prison toilet. They're
Duh.
like, it'll get here, see, boys. And then they just flush it. And I
Yeah,
guess hope for the
that's
best. I guess. I don't know. I don't
evolution
know.
will not be kind to them.
Yeah, they're not going to survive. That's why they've stayed as amoebas. They did
Yeah.
not. Natural
Evolve.
selection did not select them,
Yeah.
let's say.
Yeah. Yes.
They were not that special few who
No.
progressed. So later that day, or maybe the next day, or something like that, we see a reporter, tuning in live on whatever, major news station. And the reporter is standing outside of the professor slash the Powerpuff Girls house. At the moment, the house has a giant red bow on it. And
No.
the reporter is telling us that they are there broadcasting live to celebrate what is essentially a town holiday, the Powerpuff
Oh.
Girls' birthday.
Aw, as it should be.
I mean, literally the whole ass town has turned out for this B-Day party. Like,
Wow. Oh my God. It's the
we're
hottest
getting,
event in town.
I
The
mean, it
only
really is.
reason you're not there is if you're locked up in prison right now.
Yes, exactly. I'd like you to put a pin in that just for a
Okay.
little bit. Okay, just for a
Okay.
little bit.
Cool.
So we see, there's a table there stacked with presents as far as the eyes can see. And the girls are rightfully absolutely stoked. Like, think of an entire town coming to a birthday party to give you presents. Like,
Amazing.
a
I would love it.
dream.
Yeah. Because they
So
love you too. Not like, I mean,
yes,
some of it might be
we
out of
have to
fear,
be
but most of
there.
it is definitely out of love.
Yes, no, everyone is like genuinely, it seems like
Yeah.
stoked to be there.
Yeah.
But the girls, of course, they're children. They want to get the presents ASAP. So I decided to do a little preview and use their X-ray
Okay.
vision to see
Oh,
what's inside.
okay. All right.
Yes.
Fair. I would
But,
too if I had it.
right? Who's gonna at least
They're
be
just little
tempted?
girls. Yeah.
Yeah. But like a good dad, the professor jumps in front of the gifts, which is funny because like we see him as a skeleton because they're still using their
Oh.
X-ray vision. And he's
Oh.
like, I see what you're doing. Cut it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, Also, Bubbles and Buttercup have very cute like party hats on. This
Oh.
whole episode, and Blossom didn't have room because she's got, her bow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Priorities.
Uh,
Fair. Okay.
yes. And then Double also, Miss Bellum is there, but there's always a balloon over her face, which is just very
Ah,
funny.
yes.
I just love seeing how they cover her face, and she's just holding like a yellow balloon the whole time.
Yeah, it's like, why are you holding this? Like, for no reason, too. It's funny when it's
Yeah.
like normal things that might obstruct someone's
Nope, she's
face,
just
but yeah,
holding
when it's
it.
just like holding a balloon.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
very funny. But to distract them from trying to get a peek at their presents, the professor says it is time for cake.
Mm.
And Alexis, do you recall a previous episode where the girls got candy?
Uh-oh. Yes, they should not be trusted around sugar. It
No.
hypercharges them.
Yeah, exactly. It makes them full addicts.
Yeah.
So when the professor even starts the syllable of the word cake, the girls literally scream, and they fly over to the table where the cake will be served. And the guests are milling about, and the girls scream, sit down.
Oh my God.
They're
Which
unblinking at this moment. The guests comply. They're a little scared now.
Mhm.
They start singing
Naturally.
happy birthday. I think it's Bubbles who goes, no singing. cake because they are
Fully
unhinged.
addicts. Yeah,
Yeah, full
unhinged.
addicts.
Addicts, addicted to the sugar. Good Lord.
Yep, getting that
Poor
rush.
girls. Yes.
So, yes, the professor hands them the big cake with candles to blow out, but they're just too strong. They're just too hyped. They blow out the
Mhm.
candles and instead create, like tornado level winds that just
Oops.
like literally the cake just flies into the abyss. Like it
Oh
is
my God.
gone, simply
Gone.
gone.
It's gone. It's probably disintegrated.
Yeah, it's
I
in the
imagine they do not
atmosphere.
take that well in the
I think if it
stratosphere.
was a regular day, they wouldn't take it well, but luckily they haven't opened their presents yet.
Oh,
So
true.
instead, yes, the professor is like, okay, what about presents now? And so that's
Yeah,
the
distraction.
distraction.
Yes.
Yes. Like shiny thing over here, don't worry about your stash being gone, is what he's
Hmm.
done. So the girls grab the first present that has a purple bow on it. And there's
Hmm.
no name on the card, but there is a
Hmm.
picture of a banana on it.
Inauspicious. Hmm.
Hmm.
We don't know many
And
people that like bananas, but okay. Or
that
like that.
stereotypically love bananas. Who could this
Yes.
be?
Hmm.
So we zoom out from the party, and it does do this cool, like it zooms out from the party, and then almost as if we're like in the TV news broadcast, which then
Oh.
brings us to, like we said, it's the biggest event in town. You're there unless you're in prison, but the prison has it on TV right
They're
now.
still streaming it live, baby.
No, so we zoom all the way into like the mess hall, like the rec room, where all the prisoners are watching this live
Which also is
event.
hilarious because many, if not most or all of the
Yes,
prisoners are probably there because of the Powerpuff Girls.
exactly.
This is like a
They're like
very
hate
Batman
watching.
coded event where like everyone in Arkham
Yeah.
is watching Batman like,
Yeah, and
solve
they're
some
like,
crime, just
yeah, they're like,
dumping
well,
more
you're here
criminals in there.
already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
we
Like,
might
might
as
as
well
well
turn it
see what
on.
might as well see what your enemy's doing on the outside, right?
Exactly. We don't have to gather you. You're already in one place because of them.
Yeah.
So yes, literally they're watching it
Amazing.
live. And we've got, of course, Mojo, Princess, and the Amoeba Boys, as well as all of these other prisoners watching live. And when Mojo sees the girl pick up the present with the purple bow and the, again, banana card, clearly his present, Mojo turns to the rec room and declares that once the girls open this present, his present, it will be him who rules the world. And there's
Okay.
a murmur in the crowd because, yes, I'm sure everyone's like, okay, no, it's going to be me who takes them down, not you.
Yeah.
It's broken by a loud, yeah, right. And we see it coming, of course, from Princess, who I
Hmm.
only mention this part because when we pan to her, she's like lounging on a bench surrounded by like these three absolutely humongous like prisoners, one of whom is filing her nails. Like
Oh,
she clearly runs the prison.
I would not
Like,
be surprised.
yeah, she's like I think one of them was maybe like smoking a cigarette, and she's just like basically talking shit, being like, Mojo, you haven't defeated anyone yet. Your gift's
Uh,
gonna backfire. Oh, you missed a spot. Like these huge men are doing her bidding.
I
Um,
love
it's
it.
incredible.
And
And
it's honestly because her dad is like giving
paying
her
for,
money through prison
yes,
or whatever, and then there's
she has
probably
bought,
some underground drug trafficking thing going on as
oh,
well, led
yeah,
by
she's
Princess
bought these
Morbucks.
prisoners left. I mean,
Hmm.
I described her
You got to
cell
pay for
already.
protection. Hmm.
Exactly. She's got it.
Yeah.
And the amoeba boys similarly don't believe in Mojo. And Mojo, of course, just waves everyone off. Mojo's never cared what the haters have to say.
Yeah.
So
He's like,
as
I'm
soon as
enemy number one. Okay. I set the
yeah,
standard. Okay.
exactly. I am the trend setter.
Yes.
Okay. So as the girls open the gift, an enormous robot basically like starts to like Transformers style, like put itself together in
Mm.
front of them, like emerging from this gift box. And of course, it becomes like, as big as the house is around. And it says in a robotic voice, like, I hope you have enjoyed your birthday, for it will be your last.
Mm.
And as soon as it says
Great.
that, Mojo was workshopping that line, for
Forever. He's
weeks.
like, God, I've been wanting
Yeah.
to say this for so long. Yeah.
Yeah. He's just got a little notepad with lots of things scratched out on it. So as soon as it gives that lovely birthday greeting, it starts trying to basically like stomp the girls and their guests. And
Mm.
very hilariously, your last episode just happened because I literally wrote, it also is like Inspector Gadget style extendable limbs. Because that's the only way I could
Nice.
describe it. So beautiful timing. Us, as
As per
always.
usual, yes.
Yep. So the girls noticing this, like as they fly away, it can like extend its like fist out to try and hit them.
Mhm.
And as the girls notice this, they're like, oh, great, little extendable arms. It'll follow us. So they start like whizzing around it faster and faster in all directions until the robot has, with its extendable limbs, essentially just tied itself into a giant knot, which then allows the Powerpuff Girls to just go over and like give it like a little kick and it just
Mm.
topples over completely.
Oh.
So easy.
Sorry, Mojo.
Should have tried harder. You should have
Yeah.
spent more time workshopping the gift than the line I was going to
Then the
say.
line, exactly.
Yeah,
That's what the
style
Amoeba
over
Boys were
substance.
saying. And then Princess
Yeah.
is saying, should have spent more time being richer and having a better plan, more money to spend on a better plan.
Yeah, you should have spent less time working on this piece of trash and more time investing and having an offshore bank
In my
account.
daddy's coal mines.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, you should have spent more time trying harder to be rich. You should have spent more time being a Nepo baby. Literally,
Yeah.
I'm basically a baby. So the crowd at the party goes wild for our heroes, while the crowd at the prison starts booing and heckling Mojo for such a quickly thwarted attempt.
Aw.
And I do want to pause really quickly here to be like, okay, what if it had worked? Like, you're still in prison, Mojo Jojo.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, the
Right.
Powerpuff Girls are gone. Then what? Like, unless you break out, which like I guess he does often, like he's probably still in there for a very long time because he commits
Right.
constant violent crime.
Yeah.
But
And
also
like,
he would have then killed children, which doesn't go over well in prison.
no, not really. And all the other
So
innocent bystanders who would have been caught up in that
yes,
too. I mean,
the
like,
entire
and
town.
they would have been able to trace it back to him, I'm sure, one way or another.
Yes,
So like,
pretty
it
easily.
doesn't, it's not a literally not a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, you're getting
Literally.
time added to your sentence
Yeah.
probably
It's a
if this had gone
stay in
through.
jail
Yes.
expensively card.
Yeah. So that was my one
Yeah.
side comment of being like, so what
Hmm.
was the next step, buddy?
That's how deep the hate is. They don't even care. They're like, I don't care what
Yeah,
happens to me. I just need the
so
Powerpuff Girls to
true.
be gone. Yeah,
Yes, I just want them out
that's how
of
deep it
here.
runs. Yeah.
Yep. So none of the boos or the laughter in the prison are louder than, of course, the Amoeba Boys who are laughing,
Hmm.
nor are they louder than Princess, who's basically chanting, Mojo's a stupid monkey. Mojo's a
Hmm.
stupid monkey.
God, I want
Which,
her to fail the worst though.
I know she's
The worst.
she's just the worst. Yes.
Yes.
So Mojo, of course, is just huffing and pouting at this point. And the room quiets when the girls grab on TV the next present with a pink bow. And Princess, of course,
Mm.
hushes everyone because they're opening her present next. So we see on TV slash at the actual party, the girls have indeed opened Princess's present. They lift the lid and it's empty.
Oh,
Yeah, which at first I was like, oh, is this psychological torture? Like not getting a present when you thought you were?
yeah, true. Which sounds like something
Okay.
Princess would do too. Like
Yes, she's like, this is
making
the
you
worst
think
type
you're
of
getting something
torture.
and yeah, give you coal a la
Yeah, she's
Christmas or
like,
something.
yeah, she's like, this would literally torture me to death. I can't imagine not getting what I wanted.
It's her interpretation of torture.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like, yeah,
not getting
how
an
will they not
item.
be traumatized by this? That took me out for 2 weeks last year when that happened to me.
I didn't get my, instead of getting my weekly allowance of $1,000, I only got 750 and I literally could not.
I could not. I was a hermit for a
So,
month.
and no, I barely made it out alive.
Yeah.
But one of the girls noticed that on the inside, like lid of the box, is a weird, like black and white pattern that's almost like alternating colors in like a couple rings in like a circular pattern. Starting at the middle, like
Hmm.
black, white. Interesting,
Huh. Oh, it
Mm,
sounds mesmerizing, whatever it is.
mesmerizing, or perhaps that's what I thought at first as well. But the girls kind of just tossed it to the side. They're like, all right, this was dumb. But when it lands face up, we start hearing a soaring, whooshing sound from above. And we notice that casually, there's now a rocket speeding through the sky.
Oh. Oh no.
Correct. As Buttercup and Blossom fly up to try and stop the rocket through sheer strength, the crowd and Bubbles, yes, realize that the lid of the present with its weird pattern, yes, is a target for this
Wow, yeah.
rocket.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, pretty dramatic.
Rich.
Why don't you just send a rocket? You're pretty rich.
Yeah,
Wow, pretty rich of her to have a whole ass rocket.
that is very dramatic though.
Yeah, she
That's a
was
good
just
word
showing
for it. Like,
off.
wow. Yeah, at that point, like, look at what my daddy's company just made.
Yeah, it's not just a rocket, but it's a rocket with such precision that it can hit a bullseye on a lid of a present. Watch
Yeah.
out, warring countries.
Who's
Yeah, her
first in
dad
line?
let her have it because he knew this would be televised, and he was like, I gotta let him know out there what
Exactly.
I'm
Like free
working with
advertising.
lately.
It's like,
Yeah.
Princess, this is perfect advertising for my company. And you can probably kill the
Go
Powerpuff Girls with it
girls.
too. Take them
Yeah,
out.
2 for 1.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, yes, the crowd and Bubbles realize this. So Bubbles takes the lid and flies high into the sky and like frisbees it away from the crowd, which the rocket, of
Smart.
course,
Follows
follows and
that.
collides. Yep, it with midair, very far away from the party, and just explodes there. And I guess the shrapnel is far enough away that the party will be fine.
What if the lid like hit a plane or got lodged on a plane or something or like in a building? I don't know. Horrible, dark mind, but it's just
You know what?
that
Didn't
would be
we
their
have
luck.
Remember in the glue episode when the glue
Yeah.
monster took a plane out of the sky and we were like,
And they
everyone
like
died?
flung kids onto a plane. Yeah.
Yes, like
Like, oh, those kids
that's what
and
it
all the
was.
people on that plane are dead.
Are
Well, yeah,
dead.
because the speed at which they hit the plane had to like knock it off track
Yes.
and like the extra
Yeah.
weight.
Townsville's actually a
Yeah.
no-fly zone. Everyone knows
Because
not
of the
to fly in
Powerpuff
that
Girls.
airspace. It's like
There are
well
constantly
known.
things being flung into the sky,
Yeah,
rockets
explosives.
flying through the
Yes,
airspace.
every
Yeah.
pilot has to divert around. It's just well known. It's a
Part of the deal.
deal. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. So, yes, naturally, yet again, the party goers are cheering while the prisoners are now all booing Princess, who, of
Good.
course, is fuming about this. Yes,
Hmm.
exactly.
Nice.
So, the Amoeba Boys are, of course, all har-harring at Princess and Mojo over there talking a big game about how their present is going to get the job done.
Hmm.
But again, no one takes them seriously in this prison.
Yeah, it's
So
just
Mojo,
amoebas.
yeah, what do you? We could literally just smush you guys. So Mojo and Princess are like, oh, shut up already! Like they're opening your present. Let's just watch. And yes, we indeed see that the girls have grabbed another present. We know it's the one from the Amoeba Boys. But
Yeah.
this time the professor stops them, saying, like, girls, last two haven't gone great, let's just say.
Hey, let's
So
not do presents with all of these people here
that's some who
now.
are trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Or these ones from people who are trying to kill you. So he does say, like, let's maybe like let's check to make sure there's a card first, if we can decipher like who it's from, so we know it's safe or not.
Also, they should
Like,
just be using their X-ray vision. The professor should just have
everything.
let them use their X-ray vision. Yeah.
Yes. And so there is a card this time, which,
Okay.
the professor's like, okay, let's read the card again. Let's just, I will approve if you can open this or not for safety's
Hmm.
sake. And
Yeah.
the card, it doesn't start off great because it has a giant skull and crossbones on it. And it
Oh.
says, Happy birthday, Powerpuff Girls, from your friends, the Amoeba Boys.
Oh, at least they signed it. Like,
Yeah.
no
And
hiding.
no hiding. And the professor, absolutely savage. He goes, okay, go ahead, open that one. That won't be dangerous.
Oh,
And the whole party is laughing as well. Like,
those idiot
cute.
amoeba boys. They
Yeah, they
probably
got you a
actually sent
present.
you a nice gift, dummies.
Yeah, they said you're friends.
Yeah.
So the girls, after that sick burn, open it, and we see three, like, clearly very crudely handmade, which immediately makes them low-key terrifying, like dolls that have been like
Ew.
stitched together. So we like see all the stitching around their eyes and stuff.
Ew. I don't love
And there's,
that.
yeah, I don't know why. I just whenever I can see the stitching on the dolls, they're immediately creepier.
Yeah.
And dolls, plural, because there are three.
Mm.
And these three dolls just happen to look exactly like the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
And at the prison, Princess or Mojo or someone is like, the fuck? You gave them dolls? Like you made them loving dolls from scratch?
Yeah.
Like, look, you actually
Idiots.
got them a present?
Yeah.
But don't
Okay.
worry. Boss man, the lead kind of amoeba boy,
Mhm.
gets out a shitload of pins and says, not just any dolls, see? Voodoo dolls.
Okay.
But
Wait.
there it is.
Oh,
Yep.
I will just let you finish. Okay.
Everyone in the prison had the exact same reaction because, yes, they made voodoo dolls of the girls and then gave the girls the
The
dolls instead of
doll.
keeping the dolls themselves. To the attempt was over before it got started. Let's
It
just
was,
say
yeah, it was,
they don't.
as soon as they had the idea,
It was over.
it was over. Before they even mailed them, packaged them, whatever, they're like, oh, let's make
Yeah.
voodoo dolls. And that idea's over. And they're gonna fuck it up.
And a one and done.
Yeah.
So, yes, like honestly, this is the most fun this prison has had all freaking week. They're
They're
like,
loving it.
are y'all serious? Like, where are you gonna stick these pins? What's your plan? So, yeah, this again,
That's
that attempt
hilarious.
immediately
Incredible. Because I was like,
thwarted.
wow, are the Amoeba Boys actually gonna get it right? And then no, fucking far from it. Not even
No, like
close.
not even
Yeah.
the same league here
Okay,
happening.
well, the joke continues then. The joke that is the Amoeba
Exactly.
Boys. Good.
Yeah, I definitely was like, why are they on this ward? And I was like, simply for this joke.
It's then now like the people of Townsville are just like, oh wow, yeah, they are so nice. Like
Literally, the
these
girls are like
dolls are
playing with the
weird, but
dolls.
yeah, how
Yeah.
nice are the Amoeba Boys.
Right. Like, oh,
Wow.
that's sweet. They didn't say you're friends. Maybe the rehab program in prison is
It's
working. Look at these
working.
homemade dolls.
This is their real attempt, their real plot here. And they're like, no,
Yeah.
society will think that we're better, that we've learned from
Right.
our
Let us
mistakes, and
out.
then will let us out. Yes.
We're gonna tell the
So that they
appeals
can just
board
get locked
about
right back
this.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, the prison, like I said, is in an uproar. This is just so fun. This is just they're hooting and hollering. They're having a
They feel
great
like they're at the party.
Yeah, exactly. They're having their own. Someone's putting a party hat on because it's all making fun of the Amoeba Boys. They can all bond over that.
Yes.
But everyone in the prison goes silent when a new voice rings through the prison. A
Mm.
voice that at first you might think is almost like angelic, or as you listen to it more, perhaps demonic.
Ah.
Told you this
What
was a
is
best of.
it is? This is like the Sinister Six, man. I guess with the Amoeba Boys being one. But no, that's what is he doing there? What go ahead. All right. That's-
This voice says, oh, don't take it so hard. You can't expect to win every time, like me. And we
so
see
fabulous.
that he's not there in prison, Alexis.
Okay, good.
We see
Yeah.
him appear on the TV screen, for he is at the party holding the microphone of the newscaster,
Oh my God, I
now
love it.
broadcasting live
Oh,
directly to the
I love so
prison.
much.
I know. Yes,
Incredible.
this screen has been overtaken with my personal favorite Powerpuff villain,
Yes.
him.
Yes.
Who we also
Because he
covered, I
is
think, in a
him.
Chris. Did we cover him in a Christmas
It
episode?
wasn't a Christmas one. I think it was one of our
Halloween,
regular
maybe?
arc.
Oh, okay.
It
Maybe
might
it
have
was like
just
at
been
the
our,
very end of the arc.
yeah, maybe it was Halloween. We've covered him though.
We've covered
Yeah.
him.
Hmm.
So yes, him is currently at the party itself, not in prison. He never goes to prison.
Yes.
But
Did you
it's
see how confused
somehow
I was? Like, what is he doing there? Is he just there
that's
because
why I
he's
was like,
bored? Yeah.
that's literally why he does fucking anything. Funny you say
Yeah.
that, because for those again who are insane and haven't seen this show or listened to our arc, as a
Mm-hmm.
reminder, him is literally a demon. He
Hmm.
is very flamboyant. He's got some like lobster claws, almost like a
Hmm.
Santa outfit with a lot of pink
Yeah.
trim, these
Yeah.
thigh-high black, I assume,
It's
leather
a
boots.
it's like a Santa outfit, but think the Santa outfits from Mean Girls when they're performing like the ones that all
Yes,
of
it's
the
a
girls are
rocking around the
wearing.
Christmas
Yeah,
tree,
Rock and Fake.
Regina
It was like, what song were
George.
they singing? Exactly. It's that
Him
kind of Santa Claus
let
outfit.
Regina George borrow his outfit
Yes,
for that scene.
for that and the
Right? That's
shoes
what
too.
happened.
Yes.
Yes, in the shoes. The perfect description of what he looks like.
Yeah.
Yes, and he, as a good demon, is all red with a little devilish goatee. And
Hmm.
because he is again a literal demon, he has
Yes.
powers that the other villains do not. And why I said it was funny that you said that he was bored. Like he just goes for like psychological and like very like meta tricks just for
Hmm.
the hell of it, pun intended, of like, I don't
Yes.
know, he's
Yes.
bored down there in hell. So he's like, what to do today?
Yeah.
Let's torture
Truly a demon.
someone.
Hmm.
Yep. So he's truly there just for shits and giggles.
Hmm.
And including right now, I think just to taunt all of these other criminals, because it almost seems like he is only broadcasting to this prison TV. Starts
Oh.
directly speaking to Mojo, the Mimu Boys, and Princess, saying, you see, it's the thought that counts, and thinking isn't your strong point.
Uh,
Watch and learn. He knows how to read.
Classic. He does. He's a demon. He's
So,
been around for probably thousands of years. He's read a lot. Yeah.
so the camera pans over to the girls behind their giant pile of presents, and they, are all grabbing for one, being like, this one, this one, this one. And we see him like drift up behind the girls. Nobody is noticing him because, again, he's a demon. He can do whatever the
Mm.
fuck he
Oh, yeah.
wants. And he just whispers, or what about that strange looking one you didn't notice? And the girls'
Mm.
eyes all go blank and they all mutter, or what about that strange looking one we didn't notice?
Mm.
Of course, they all grab that strange looking one they didn't notice, which happens to be a piñata in the shape of a red bull with black horns.
Ooh, okay.
And they kind of like shake off this weird like stupor and they got a piñata. So like they're
Yeah.
stoked. They're like,
Cool. There's probably candy in there. Yeah.
yeah, candy. One,
Uh-huh.
we know it's a problem for them. Two, it's a
Exactly.
piñata, so violence. They all
Violence.
their second love,
Always
candy and
violent and
violence.
angry. Yes.
Yep. So yes, they're like, Professor, please, can we do it right now? But the professor is like, we gotta kind of keep opening the presents, kids. We can't stop
Yeah.
for every present.
Yeah.
But once again, we see him drift up behind the professor, whose eyes suddenly go blank, and he changes his
Ooh.
mind and says that the girls, yes, can play with the piñata now.
Uh-oh.
Yep. So as soon as the professor says yes, we see him's eyes grow red, as do the bull piñata's eyes. And the piñata basically comes alive and also
Mm.
becomes a gigantic, larger
Okay.
than all of the trees and houses
Great.
size
Okay. I was like,
piñata.
does it say its size? Because, like, that's a cute little bull. But,
Oh,
like,
his little
no. Okay.
pet.
Never mind.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
It becomes gigantic.
Yikes. Okay. Great.
And immediately, if you will, sees red and just starts ramming head first into all of the buildings. It knocks over the professor's house. It is full rampage mode in this neighborhood. The crowd is
Hmm.
scattering and it proceeds to just be ramming into all the neighborhood houses. Just pure
Lord.
destruction and agony is the goal
Townsville
here.
has become a China shop.
Yeah, exactly. And so the girls come up with a quick plan. And Bubbles antagonizes it, so it starts following her.
Mhm.
And it follows her to be beneath some power lines where
Mhm.
Buttercup rips one of the power lines off and uses it as a lasso to stop the bull in its tracks. She's
Nice.
able to lasso him and yank him tight.
But
And
also,
Buttercup, what?
I was like, nice, but also cutting out the power for thousands, probably. But it was going to happen regardless.
As we know,
We know,
the
yeah.
Powerpuff Girl, the city of Townsville has a separate budget. We've talked about this for the
Yes.
damage of the Powerpuff Girls.
And like 20 backup generators, et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera. Just they're like, we have it all. Like
Yeah,
we're
we're
every
always
day is the
prepared.
apocalypse in Townsville. So we're always
Yes.
doomsday prepping.
Yeah, at the hands of these three little girls who are also
Yes.
saving us, but at what cost?
And like, happy birthday, girls. We love you. But like, we're doomsday
Please, can
preppers.
you, yeah, can you plug that back in for us? Please, please fix this power
Hmm.
line ASAP.
Hmm.
And so they basically, Buttercup and Bubbles, with it still lassoed, with the bowl still lassoed, like yank the bowl up so it's dangling in the air, perhaps like a piñata, if you will.
Ah, nice.
And so Blossom, with her super strength, yoinks a tree right from the ground and gets ready to swing at the piñata, but not before the professor gets a blindfold out for her, as you do
Oh,
with
gotta follow the
piñatas.
rules. Yes.
Exactly. So she puts it on and hits the bullseye, of course, and it explodes into, I mean, probably like a literal ton of candy. Like this was a huge bowl
Oh,
full of
yeah.
candy.
Gosh. Yeah.
So it is just raining down candy for the girls and all the party goers. And back in jail, this shit is about to be a riot with like Mojo, Princess, and the Amoeba Boys like at the helm because they are pissed that basically him just gave them candy. Like he gave them a present
Yeah.
still.
Yeah. And
Like,
gave them something entertaining to do. They love pinatas. Like
yes, yes,
that was
like a
fun for them.
game, candy. Like he helped the party
And a
become more
gift.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're pissed. But him comes back on camera, of course, laughing and saying, silly mortals, you much must plan for the future. What is candy today is cavities tomorrow.
Uh,
Why destroy when I can torture? Which is true.
he's not
And
wrong, but damn.
at this point, Mojo, Princess, and the Amoeba Boys just turn the TV off. They've had it. And that's
Like,
the
fuck this. I hate this. Oh, that's it.
end.
I was expecting something to happen like him, like the second part. That was only part one or phase one of him's plan, and there was going to be something
No,
else, like the
he's
candy turned into a monster or something too. I don't
nope,
know.
he's literally making them all
He's
get
like,
cavities, so they have to go to the
yeah,
dentist
he's like,
eventually.
again, just shits and giggles. He's like, oh, I'm bored. I just want to
Yeah.
fuck with kids. So I'll just give them a bunch of cat. Like, no, I don't want to kill anybody. I just want
Yeah.
kids to be in
I'm sending the
pain.
dentist.
And
Kids hate the
yeah, and
dentist. Double torture
yeah,
here.
their parents are gonna hate paying for that, and the
Yeah,
kids are gonna
exactly.
hate getting the cavities,
Having to go
so
to
or getting
it.
the fillings. So
Yeah, he's like, this will pay off in a couple of years when I get bored again. So
yeah,
see y'all
exactly. It's like
then.
just in
You'll
time
still
for
be
me to
in
come back.
prison.
Yes,
Yeah. And I'll come back still a free demon. Thank you.
I love him. Him is him.
Yes, I
He is
truly, once
him.
him appeared, I was like, perfection.
We got all the hits here. Got all the hits.
And the
Man,
Amoeba
see
Boys.
that I know. I was like, that makes me want to cover the Powerpuff Girls again because boy, how did we forget about the Amoeba
I
Boys?
know. Yeah,
Man,
there was
because
so
they're
many,
probably
there's
only in
just so
like
many
five
criminals.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many criminals to cover. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
happy birthday to
Amazing though.
us.
Great job. Yeah. Hopefully none of us open up pinatas that are demonically possessed and take
Yeah. Give us
over
demon
either
cavities.
Oregon or Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Although, well, there will be some the inauguration is like
Oh,
in a
dude,
few
the
days.
demons
It's
are
like,
already there.
never mind. I think they're already here. Yeah. They've been here to be fair, but
Like, yeah, you're right. You're
they're
right.
they're still here. They're here. They're more are back.
They're
Anyways,
strong.
they're
Yep.
strong with this one.
Stronger than ever.
Yes.
So, yes, happy
Awesome.
birthday
Great job.
to us. Thank you.
Yes. Hmm.
Um, and wow, we
Just like
appreciate
that.
everyone
Time
hanging out with us
flies.
for yet another year.
This has been a fun year. Also, I will say on this podcast,
pretty unhinged brand new shows for us.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say a lot of uncharted territory, if you will, as far as the cartoon world goes.
Yeah, wait, can we remember all of the ones that we did in our normal arcs? We did Jabberjaw, I think started us.
And then did we do Funky Phantom after that? Or did
I think Funky Phantom, because we were still scarred from Jabberjaw.
Yes, and we needed something that's crazy.
Mobile Mysteries, Tailspin?
Uh-huh. Mobile Mysteries, Tailspin.
Yeah, wow.
And then our holiday arc. So because each of those shows takes 2 months, so that would be 8 months, and then 9, 10, 11, something like that, right? Yeah, that works.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. It's like I feel like we're missing one in there, maybe, but that's probably right.
Yeah, that's why I was like, can I remember all of them?
Yeah,
maybe.
I think so.
Probably.
But either way, I think the reason I feel like we did more is because with the holiday arcs, we always bring up so many old ones. It's like, I know we also talked about Darkwing Duck a few weeks ago, and Powerpuff Girls now, et cetera, et cetera. But oh boy, we have a lot more planned for next year. Like I said, we already kind of maybe know what we're doing. We're going to start the year off with, which is huge for us because
I know
the year's not even over. Yeah, we're going to have all of our episodes written and everything ahead of time.
On top of it.
But we are going to miss you guys. Yeah.
We will miss you guys. We hope you have a safe, happy, fun new year. And between now and February 2025, when we see everyone next, who should our listeners and viewers tell about this show? You guys will have a whole month to tell your friends to binge and catch up on the last 3 years.
A lot of time. I'm gonna say that you should just tell whoever you're spending New Year's Eve with if you're going to a party.
Nice.
And we probably said that last year, but I don't care because I think it's appropriate to still say it. It's a good way to end the year. Whoever you're spending the end of your year with, probably a special person, either a friend or a partner, etc., family member. Tell them, because if they don't already know, who cares? If they do know, tell them again and tell them to rewatch and tell their friends and tell everyone else at that party or whatever New Year's Eve celebration you're going to. Who should they tell?
I think they should tell whoever they're spending New Year's Day with, because they're probably the realest, because people don't look so hot on New Year's Day.
No.
That could be a rough time. So you're really only surrounding yourself that day with those who you trust and love.
Yes, this is very true.
To you in that state. So, tell whoever you're spending New Year's Day with. And wow, we love you. And we'll see you in 2025.
In 2025. Damn. Yeah. Wow. 1 year older, 1 year wiser for us as a podcast and as people. And
so true.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yep.
Until
all right.
then.
Well, bye.
Happy New Year's, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Saturday Morning Mysteries.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share, rate, review, leave us a like, and drop a comment. We post episodes every Saturday and bonus tune tangents whenever we feel like it. So please subscribe so you don't miss the shenanigans.
And if you want to follow us on YouTube, click the bell under the YouTube subscribe button to receive notifications when new videos are posted.
And if you want to subscribe to the podcast, we have no idea what you're listening to us on, so just hit the big subscribe button on whatever app you're using. We believe in you.
Give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at SatmornMist, all the abreves, and let us know if you have any episode or show requests by emailing SaturdayMorningMysteries@gmail.com.
Thanks to Jenna Kendall for the logo design and to Ava Sakiki for the music used during this week's episode.
See y'all groovy kids next week on Saturday Morning Mysteries.